Many people would like to use electronics in school, but school rules prevent them from doing so. Is the rule helpful or a hindrance? We gave surveys to many students at Pioneer Middle School. Of all the people surveyed, we found that 95% of kids would like electronics before school and during lunch. We interviewed several staff and students about their opinions on electronics before school and at lunch. Here's what they said.
You know, as long as they're not using them to cyberbully and stuff before school, and I think it's fine. And as long as you aren't eating them during lunch, because I'm sure they don't taste very good.
I think we should be able to have electronics in the morning because we can listen to music, we can listen to One Direction, and just jam out with our friends. But I think we should not be able to have electronics at lunch because we should be socializing with our friends because that's the only time we get to really see them.
I'm completely against electronics all through the day, not before school, not at lunch. I think why introduce electronics for part of the day when we have to ban them in other parts of the day? It's easier to stay consistent and have electronics banned from the moment you walk on campus to the moment you leave.
Electronics before school and after school or at lunchtime. I think they could be okay, but students have to understand that music they listen to should be appropriate, probably headsets on, and then they would be responsible for their own equipment. If it's lost, stolen, or if it gets crushed, stolen, you know, someone might step on it and break it. So basically it would be the student's responsibility to take care of his or her own equipment.
I can see in the future how things would change, but I'd say right now with the way things are, the way and the access kids can get, that it wouldn't be a good idea. But I would before school and after school.
In my opinion, I think it'd just be easier to follow the rule that says you shouldn't have electronics at school instead of having that rule and then have exceptions throughout the day when you can have them and when you can't.
As it turns out, 1/3 of U.S. employees say that they listen to music while they work. They include that it improves job satisfaction and productivity. Would this work for school kids too? Hi, I'm Jordan Phillips for the Pioneer Daily Bulletin, and I'm interviewing Mr. Nystrom. What is your opinion on electronics before school and at lunch?
Electronics before school I think is okay. Before you come into the building, on the bus, at home, things like that. But as soon as you come into school, I think you should be able to put it away and leave that away so that you're focusing on school. During lunch, it just seems to cause a lot more problems if we allow it during lunch. Kids will be taking it out, texting rumors about each other, and so on. So that's pretty much the reason why we don't have it available during school or any time, really.
My name is Jordan Phillips, and I'm here for the Pioneer Daily Bulletin, and I'm interviewing Mr. Stout. So, Mr. Stout, what's your opinion on electronics before school and at lunch?
Well, before school, I'm not sure if they're necessary, or even during lunch because we have enough phones around the building that you guys can use. But I think after school they're important because kids need to call their parents, especially if you want to go over to someone's house or take a different bus, you need permission. It makes it easy for you guys to communicate with your parents. So I think they're important to have after school just for safety issues and getting in contact with your parents.
Most people would like to have electronics, but it brings in the opportunity to cheat, use them irresponsibly, or to be distracted. So this will be an issue that will be discussed for a long time. This has been Jordan Phillips signing off for the Pioneer Daily Bulletin.
Thank you.